Fethullah Gulen. A complex legacy of spiritual leadership and political controversy. Fethullah Gulen, the influential Turkish scholar, cleric, and founder of the Hizmet service movement, passed away at 83, leaving behind a legacy that has shaped the lives of millions globally. His contributions to education, interfaith dialogue, and religious thought have been as influential as the controversies that followed him in his later years. Gulen's life offers both inspiration and deep complexities that continue to provoke discussions on faith, politics, and the role of religious figures in modern societies. Early life and religious influence. Fethullah Gulen was born in 1941 in a small village in Turkey's Erzurum province. He was greatly influenced by Sufism and the works of Said Nursi, a prominent Islamic thinker. By the 1960s, Gulen had gained prominence as a preacher, particularly among Turkey's youth, who resonated with his messages of personal piety, service to humanity, and the importance of education. At the core of Gulen's teachings was a moderate form of Islam that advocated for coexistence with secularism and modernity. He promoted the idea that Muslims could engage with modern scientific knowledge while maintaining their faith. This balance of modernity and tradition attracted followers, especially during the rapidly changing political environment in Turkey. The Hizmet movement, a global influence. The Hizmet movement, inspired by Gulen's teachings, was a moderate form of Islam that advocated for coexistence with secularism and modernity. He promoted the idea that Muslims could engage with modern scientific knowledge while maintaining their faith. This balance of modernity and tradition attracted followers, especially during the rapidly changing political environment in Turkey. The Hizmet movement, a global influence. The Hizmet movement, inspired by Gulen's teachings, expanded from Turkey into a worldwide network of schools, charities, and interfaith organizations. These institutions, established primarily through private donations, focused on providing high-quality secular education with a moral foundation rooted in Islamic ethics. Gulen's emphasis on education as a tool for bettering society led to the creation of thousands of schools, not only in Turkey but also in over 160 countries. Gulen's movement played a critical role in Turkey's political and social landscape, offering an alternative to both radical Islamism and staunch secularism. His message of dialogue, tolerance, and service resonated across religious and national boundaries, fostering connections between Muslims and other faith communities. Gulen's work in interfaith dialogue earned him recognition globally, and he was often seen as a bridge builder between Islam and the West. Political tensions and exile. Despite the early success of the Hizmet movement, Gulen's relationship with Turkey's government deteriorated sharply in the early 2000s. Once allied with Turkey's ruling party, his movement was later accused by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of being a parallel state attempting to undermine his government. In 2016, following a failed coup attempt, Gulen was accused by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of being a parallel state attempting to undermine his government. In 2016, following a failed coup attempt, Gulen was accused by Erdogan of masterminding the plot, leading to his permanent exile in the United States and a severe crackdown on his followers in Turkey. Gulen consistently denied any involvement in the coup, and his followers were persecuted, with thousands jailed or exiled. The Turkish government labeled the movement a terrorist organization, deepening divisions within Turkey. The political fallout stained the global perception of the Hizmet movement, with Gulen remaining a deeply polarizing figure. A legacy of service or controversy? Fethullah Gulen's passing marks the end of a significant chapter in modern Turkish and Islamic history. His followers continue to advocate for his message of peaceful coexistence, education, and service, while his detractors view him as a political operator who became embroiled in power struggles that damaged his reputation. The Hizmet movement, once seen as a beacon of moderate Islamic thought, has been severely weakened in Turkey, yet it still thrives in other parts of the world. Gulen's legacy is multifaceted. On one hand, he leaves behind a vast network of educational and charitable institutions that have improved the lives of countless individuals. On the other, his entanglement in Turkish politics and the accusations surrounding the 2016 coup cast a shadow over his contributions. His teachings on Islam and modernity, however, continue to inspire debates on how faith can coexist with a rapidly changing world. Fethullah Gulen's life will be remembered for its complexity, an advocate for peaceful Islam, education, and dialogue, yet a controversial figure in Turkish politics. His impact, both positive and contentious, will continue to shape discussions on religious leadership, political involvement, and the future of moderate Islamic thought. As we reflect on his legacy, it is essential to remember the broader implications of his life's work, both for Turkey and the global community. The Arakan Associated Press. The views expressed in this article are the author's own and do not necessarily reflect the Arakan Associated Press editorial stance.